Hey, I got a really important question for you guys. um, what what do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. A fish. Get it? No eyes. FSH. Psh. Ah, I'm drowning. Ah, blah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually drowning. I'm underwater this week. If you're watching on the video, that means you're watching on the video, and you can see my background is underwater with the yeah, I'm underwater. Blub blub blub, fishy fishy fish. Um, yeah. So welcome back. It is great to be chatting with you, ladies and gentlemen, this week. This is What Is Up With Trove, or no, well, I don't know why I keep saying that. This is What's Up With Trove, episode 6. It's not gonna be a really long episode like last week, but I'm gonna try to fill it with as much content as I possibly can for you guys. I did forget to do a community spotlight this week. So next week I'll be back on the ball with that, but there will not be a community spotlight this week because I was busy in real life with a lot of stuff this week. But yeah, so aside from real life stuff, my pirate this week is pretty close to level 17. Looking at the bar, actually, he's about 3/4 away. 3/4 the way to level 17. So I'm loving my pirate. It's great class. I won't spend 45 minutes talking about him again this week, but if you want to hear that, you can go check out last week's episode. Yeah, so this week I've just been playing my pirate, and his gear is all Forge 25 and pretty much best in slot stats. And now all I have to do is randomize the values, and eventually, hopefully, I will have best in slot gear on my pirate. I think he's actually sitting at level 31 right now. So, yay, pirate! Arg. Yeah, that was last week. So like I said, this week is not a very it's not really, well, it was an eventful week in Trove, but there's not a lot of news. They did have a patch, but it was a very minor patch, and they did announce that it would be a nice, slow, steady 2 weeks of patches, and then they'd be back on the ball with, or not back on the ball, but they'd be coming back at us with lots of content in about 2 weeks. So yeah, with this patch, it was mostly bug fixes. So you can check out the show, or not the show, you can check out the forums for all of those bug fixes. There's actually quite a few bug fixes, which is good. They addressed a lot of issues with the patch. Super randomization it used to cost 250 flux, but now it costs 200 flux. So they actually nerfed the price of that, which makes it even more valuable now. It was a lot more expensive and almost not worth it to super randomize your gear. But now that with the 200 flux cost, it is definitely worth it. And if you can afford it, go with the super randomization every time if you have the eyes. That costs 50 eyes and 200 flux, and it basically has a higher chance of getting 8-star gear. And 8 stars is the best. So if you can get 8-star gear, definitely get your hands on some of that. But super randomization is now more valuable. They also added Pembar, or Pembar. Yeah, Pembar. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Pembar. The pirate corgi mount. He is adorable, and I want him really, really badly. I'm farming up the materials right now to get them, and I'm pretty close. I just need to get the rest of the steed feed. I'm actually waiting for it to grow right now. And I think after I finish recording and editing this episode, it'll be ready to be made and crafted. So yay, Pembarg. Pembar. There's no G at the end. It's just Pembar. Like a pirate. Arg. The Pembar requires 1 Pemblock, which is a random drop from everywhere in Trove, and you can also pick them up rather cheap now. I think they're going for about 400 to 800 flux right now, and triple or quadruple that for Glim. I'm not quite sure the Glim prices right now. I think it's 4 Glim for 1 flux. But I'm going to talk about that in a bit in the discussion for this week, because I got some thoughts on what this patch did to the economy. It also costs 500 Glim and 250 steed feed. And then it also requires 200 golden seashells. Now, the golden seashells come from doing the dungeons in the new zone that came out with the patch, the Treasure Isles. I'm not particularly fond of running around on the Isles just because it's really, really slow, and I can get more dungeons per hour done on land than in the water. But if you want the mount, then it's definitely worth doing these dungeons to get the seashells. And the seashells are also used in fishing. So, and then they also randomized the chaos chest again this week. They didn't say exactly what would be in the chaos chest this week. They usually say the new important things that are in the chaos chest, but this week they just left us with a nice little tease of keep an eye out for retro things. So, and I haven't really seen anybody with anything retro, so I don't think anyone's gotten anything yet that's new and added to the chaos chests. And that's it. That's really it for the patch notes this week. Oh wait, no, there is one other thing. And this is a very touchy subject on the forums and Reddit, and I'm really waiting to see what happens and what Tryon decides to do with this. Very subtly, in the middle of the patch notes, they said, and I quote here, "Deconstructing shadow gear no longer drops tentacles." Now, if you don't know what tentacles are, they are the material that is required to randomize the stats on your gear. Not stat values, but the stats. So if you get a piece of shadow gear and it doesn't have anywhere near your stats, you use a tentacle to randomize those values. And they were rather easy to get because you could just deconstruct shadow gear as well as get them from the shadow arenas. But now, because they removed it from shadow gear, the only way that you can get tentacles is by buying them from the store in packs of 10 and doing shadow arenas for the shadow cages and hoping to get tentacles from the shadow cage. Now, I'm really hoping that they choose to up the drop rate for the tentacles, but I don't know where they're gonna go with this change. I'm not exactly sure what they have planned. So I'm really trying my hardest to reserve any judgment or possible slight anger. I mean, it's a game, so I can't get too angry, and so I need to wait and see what next week comes, because I have a feeling that this light patch this week has something to do with next week or the following week after that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Right now, with the tentacles, it's really just an extra feature there's quite a few players, especially free to play, and I hate splitting the two groups, but a lot of players that choose not to spend money on Trove, or very little amounts of money and have other things better to buy than tentacles. They're just farming. A lot of people actually are farming for more gear, and that's one thing that was produced with this change, is now people care about the stats that drop on the gear. They're not just, oh hey cool, I got my shadow drop, let's throw my pearl in there, and then let's just randomize the stat values until I get the proper stats, and then that'll be it. It actually added a lot of gameplay to Trove with just a minuscule change by not allowing us to get the tentacles from shadow gear. So like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see what exactly happens in the next coming patch or two, to see what exactly they have planned for tentacles and gear as well, because there are some rumors floating around that they're going to change some of the gear, like how the gear works and how the upgrading might work. I think it was something around that, like maybe letting you choose which specific stat you want to change and let you pick what stat it becomes rather than it being random. And in which, if that is the case, then it is a good thing that they decreased the drop rate of, or the ways to get tentacles. So like I said, we're just gonna have to wait a week or two and see what they have in their heads for the upcoming future of Trove. And I don't really want to get any deeper than that, because like I said, I have no idea where they're gonna officially go. Everything you see on the forums and on the Reddit, unless it's by an actual developer of Trove, is just a rumor, and there are quite a few of those going around right now. So I'd be very careful with what you read and what you think to be true, unless it's officially stated or quoted with a developer. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the news, at least for this week. Well, I take that back. It's not really everything for the news, but I do have my discussion for this week. Let's see. How do I want to get into this? Let's see. It's the weekly news. I don't know. I'm still working on sounders, so I kind of do them on the fly. Might even just keep doing that. We'll see. So this week, I think it was Avram that posted on the forums, saying that he likes to not everything can be talked about to the players and discussed about the future. There are a few things that they do want to, as developers, discuss and get the players' feedback on. But this question in particular is really deep and also active, and kind of 50-50 split on the responses for that also has to do with the future of Trove. He posted the question, would it be a good thing to add purchasable chaos coins for a certain amount of credits? And how much would it cost? And would it even be fine to add it to the store? So he's basically asking whether it would be fine to add the chaos coins to the store and allow them to be purchasable for credits. That would put a second value. It would actually put a value on the chaos coins. And it's kind of a little split on the forums how it's going. A lot of people say do it. A lot of people say don't. And there's even a crowd that's saying, well, add it, but add some oh, what's the word? I lost it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Some differences between the chaos coin. So the chaos coins were added a couple weeks ago with the patron loyalty points patch, and basically if you spend, or well, the chaos coins award you 1 chaos chest per day that you log in. So these definitely aren't, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but inside the chaos chest you can get pretty much anything that's in the game now, including some extremely valuable pieces of like mounts and wings and boats. I think I saw the chaos wings the other day going for about 25,000 flux. So I mean, if you were to get lucky, it's not very light, I guess. It's very, very rare to get these items from the chaos chest. And I lost my train of thought where I was going with that. But anyway, so the chaos coin allows you to get one chaos chest per day that you log in to the game. Now, these coins also stack. Currently in the game, there are several ways to get them right now. For every 1,000 loyalty points, you get a chaos coin. And that's roughly $1,000 spent on the game because it's 1 loyalty point per dollar spent. And actually, if you were around in the game and you had made some donations to the game previously to the loyalty points update, they rounded everyone's up graciously. I want to say it was to the nearest quarter of loyalty points, but they never released their formula, I guess, of how they calculated everyone's loyalty points. So that's a really hard one to get. And then you can also get a chaos coin from hitting level 100 mastery. It's not an easy task to do, but definitely able to be done by everyone, even free-to-play players. I hate using that term. I need to come up with a better term. Players that choose not to spend money on Trove are able to hit 100 mastery. And then you can get a 3rd chaos coin from maintaining the max level mastery, which is actually currently 130 and goes up every couple of content patches. And then if you're no longer max mastery, you lose that chaos coin. So that's actually a temporary chaos coin. So if they increase when they increase the mastery, so like probably next content patch, they'll increase it from 130 to 150, everyone will lose their max mastery chaos coin, and then they'll have to earn it back by getting max mastery. And then they also, a sellable chaos coin, and remind you that the previous chaos coins that I mentioned, the 3 chaos coins from mastery, loyalty points, and max mastery, are not tradable to other players. But there is a chance from chaos chests to drop a tradable chaos coin. And that also increases the value of the chaos chest severely. And that's why this issue is a very touchy subject. Personally, I think that they should sell the chaos coin. Now, there are a couple ways that I believe they could implement it, but let me state why before I go into those. If you're going to spend money on Trove, you're going to spend money on Trove, regardless of if these chaos coins are going to be hard to obtain or easy to obtain, or whether putting them in the store makes it easier or makes Tryon look like a greedy pay-to-win company. Players are going to spend money on the game regardless. I mean, everyone has their own financial thing, their own financial issues. I have my own. You guys and gals have yours. And so, I mean, it really just depends on you personally if you have the money to spend on Trove. But the chaos coins are able to be gotten by everybody. The ones that are in the store are just an additional bonus for spending money on Trove. I mean, if you have the money and you feel that you want to spend the money on Trove, then go for it. I mean, it's like a kid in the candy store. You can choose to buy the candy if you want to, or you can choose not to. Sure, some people are going to get jealous because you have this exclusive bonus candy that other people may not be able to afford to buy, but it's their money and they're going to do with it how they want. I mean, it's just cut and dried right there. So I mean, they should put it in there and let the people who want to buy it buy it. I mean, if you're not spending any money on Trove, there are still 3 ways that you can get chaos coins, and that's 3 chaos chests a day, and that also means that you could potentially get a chaos coin from your daily chaos chests. So it just depends on if it's worth it to you. They haven't set a price point yet. I'm estimating that if and when it goes on the store, that it's probably going to be around $50 to $60. Which actually leads me into my next point, or my next thought on the whole situation, is that when they implement this chaos coin to the store for whatever price it is, they should add 2 ways to get it. They should put it in a pack like they have in the past, very similar to the pirate. The pirate came out, they had a limited time chest, or a limited time pack that came out with the pirate and the ships and the costumes. And so I think that they should release like the chaos coin, the chaos pack that comes with a chaos coin and maybe a limited edition mount or something, and have that be at like the $50 price point, but only make that pack buyable one time. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I lost my thought, but make the pack available one time to buy, and then make any additional chaos coins at $40, $50 and have those be in the store just like everything else. But the key to having the chaos coins in the store is that they need to be non-tradable. Don't put a price point in flux unless, well, no, I take that last sentence back. Because there is only one way to get a tradable chaos coin, and that needs to be extremely rare. Because if they don't implement this right, the price of the chaos coins will drop severely, and the chaos coins won't have that aura that's around them. Because I guess you can just picture the coin as here's the coin, and here's the aura that's around it. Woo, aura, aura, aura. And the more chaos coins you add into the game, the aura gets smaller and smaller. So I mean I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Yeah, I'm sure that they will add it to the store. I have no doubt that they will add it to the store. But I am sure, and that's why they're not just going to all willy-nilly throw it out on the store. That's why they're asking for players' opinions like this, is because they want to make sure that people are ready for it, I guess. And they want to make sure that when they do release this, that it's released in the right way. And to make sure they do that, they need to get everyone's opinion, and that's what they're doing. That's what the whole forum post was about, is asking, should we add this? How should we add it? How much should it cost? Is they're trying to get everyone's opinions. And that is what I love about, at least, I can't speak for the other portions of Tryon, but the Trove team is wonderful at communication. And I believe that is a major requirement to have in a team for a game, is great communication with your players and your staff, and they definitely have that. I mean, if they weren't willing to find out players' opinions, they wouldn't have asked. They would have just thrown it on the store for a large sum of money and said, good, feed my wallet, guys. We don't care. But they do care. They love us. Yay, Trove. Oh, that's behind my mic. Woo, Trove. We heart you, Trove. So yeah, I mean, there's a post on the forums, and I'll put it in the show notes that you can go and read everyone's responses. Because, like I said, it is pretty much dead center. There's 50-50 people saying to add it and people saying not to add it. And everyone puts their points valid, or they not valid, but everybody puts their points in a well worded, organized manner. And I guess it's more of not a debate, but a please don't or please do kind of, I guess. I don't know where that was. I think I derailed without derailing. I don't know, but yeah, there's not really a whole lot more to talk about it until it gets put into the game. I mean, you'll see the people that say, if they put this in the game, I'm gonna quit playing or something, but I don't know. I don't know. They'll add it, people will buy it, people will get angry, people will be happy again. It's an endless cycle like that. And once everyone's happy again, it'll be fine. It'll just be like they never were in the game. I mean, it's soul bound. It's going to be soul bound. Nobody will be able to trade these. And it's just a feature. I mean, I guess you can think of it like an investment. If you think you're going to be playing Trove for long enough to, let's say they put a $50 price point on this chaos coin. So you spend your $50 and now you're getting a chaos chest every day. The chaos chests are 50 credits and $5 is roughly 750 credits. I think I backed myself into a corner here because I'm terrible at math. I'm going to pull up a calculator here. Boop, boop. Okay, so $5 is, well, okay, so $5 is 750 credits. 5 goes into 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 10 times 750 credits. 10. Well, that was simple math. I feel like I'm a stupid person now. So 7,500 credits. That is, it's $50 in credits. So if you think that you're going to be logging into Trove every day for the next however many days it is to pay that off, then go for it. If you can support it and you feel that that's a good way to spend $50, I mean, I can count the number of people on my hands who would spend that money out drinking and partying and whatnot. So, I mean, it's fine to spend your money how you want to. We're not going to go back into that whole cycle. So it comes down to, and I've been rambling for far too long on this subject. Should it be added to the game? Buy it if you want to buy it. If you don't, it doesn't really affect you that much at all. It doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't affect you so much. If anything, it'll lower the market on certain items that drop out from the chaos chests. And that's a positive for you because now stuff is even more affordable. So it's a win-win-win. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say this week. I need to end it on a happy note. Everything is awesome when you work as a team. Everything is awesome when you're living like me. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna close out the episode this week. It's not a super filled episode. Got a little deep there for a bit. Deep like the water I'm in. Whoop, whoop, that, whoop, over there. Aha, the water. Swimming in the water. Yeah, so that's it for this week. Next week I'll be back with the community spotlight of the week. So if you wanna, if you thought that I explained everything terribly, or I did a terrible job this week of discussing a touchy subject, let me know. I do apologize if I offended anybody this week. Hit me up on Twitter at Alan91330. I love positive comments and I love negative comments. Helps me become a better podcaster. and I want to produce the best show that I possibly can. That's why I got the mic and the computer and the iPad. I actually had the iPad. Anyway, getting off topic again. I need to get back on the rails. If you want to play with me in game or chew my butt out in game, add me as Tiny, Tiny, 4-letter word. I want to play with people just as much as they want to play with me. Yeah, that was dirty. I don't know. I am so out of it now. Derailed the show so much. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please email me. Don't hesitate. I love getting emails too. What's up with Trove at gmail.com. And you can find the show notes at whatsupwithtrove.blogspot.com. I keep a copy of all the show notes saved to the Google Documents there. And you can read back on past shows. You can find out where the other shows are, find out more information where to find me, as well as various other links of super, super fun and awesome times. And if you want to download the show, I'm on SoundCloud. And if you want to listen to me on the go, you can download it from SoundCloud. You can listen on SoundCloud. And you can also find me on Stitcher. Stitcher is an iPhone and I think Android app for podcasts. I use it every day in my life. It's a wonderful app, and so check it out. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. La 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 la. Testing my microphone. Testing them. Microphone, 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 microphone. Oops, that is my alarm, and so I'm gonna close out the show because my video's completely frozen because my phone is my camera. So I do apologize for that. Ooh, ooh, okay. Oop, oop, spin it around. Come on, there we go. Whoa, I think I screwed everything up. There we go. I'm back. I'm here. Selfie. Yeah, so I'm gonna close out now, and I will see you guys all next week for What's Up with Trove next week. And I hope I answered the question, what's up with Trove? This is a terrible view. You can see my whole room and a few of the bubbles. So whoosh, 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 whoosh.